Hey, Salty fam. Appreciate everybody's support. I just wanted to talk real quick about a concept that I wrote about in my blog post today, and it's the concept of inertia. And in case you don't know what inertia is, which means you weren't paying attention in your high school physics class, it's a property of just matter. And simply put, it's an object either wants to stay still or stay in the same motion until another force, an external force, is applied to change that state. And I want to use that concept of inertia more about our own progress and development. Because for years, I had started to gain weight, and I'd gotten to a point in my life where I just kept telling myself, tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow. I've lost a lot of weight before, I'll start tomorrow. And those days start stacking up, and I was inert. I was in a place where I was obviously happy or content in being overweight and obese. And I did not want to make a change. And understand that I'm going to use this can here, can of coconut milk. And it's just a really, really simple concept is that, look, if that's you sitting there not wanting to make a change, but in your heart you're thinking to yourself, I have to make a change, but you're doing nothing about it. Well, you have to now be from inside, figure out the why, figure out whatever it takes to create that force that'll cause this thing to change its direction and go into motion, right? So here you are, this can, think of it as a rock. You know, you're on the couch, and this was me. This was me a year ago, literally a year ago. I was smoking, I was vaping, I was doing everything. I was drinking, I was doing everything I could to be unhealthy. And I was ordering takeout. I was probably eating like 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day. And I was clearly content with doing that. And at some point, I finally said, this is bullshit. I'm not really happy, and I'm not healthy. And when my body started limiting my ability to do certain things in life, I had to do something. And it's as simple as, look, got up one day, and I said, fuck it. I'm going to go for a walk. You know, applying a little bit of force. Get up another day, gonna do another walk, right? And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hit the gym in my building a little bit further down the road. And each one of those steps that I took was applying just a little bit of force to get this object, which is me, the lazy me, moving in a direction that I wanna go. And so you've got to be that force because nobody else is gonna do that for you, right? And I don't care if it's losing weight, wanting a new job, you know, finishing school, whatever it is, you are the one that has to be that external force that gets the object, which is either you or your life, in a direction that's actually moving, right? And the great thing about the concept of inertia is that as much as this object wants to sit still, if everything else is even, this force that's applied, when it gets moving, it wants to continue to move. And it will continue to move unless there's external forces being applied, right? So if this is a perfectly flat surface, this can, if I apply pressure to it, will continue to slide down, right? And just like when you're starting with you sitting there, being the fat guy on the couch, which was me, and getting it going, those little steps, go to the gym so you don't order takeout. You go walk the dog. You start working out. You contact a trainer you haven't seen in a long time. You work out with him once a week to get it going. And then eventually, you quit smoking. You start moving, drinking water. You start eating vegetables. And then at some point, you're moving. And you're going in the direction that you want. The same principle applies to yourself and your life when it comes to inertia. You are the force, and you are the only thing that is going to cause this, your life, to move in the direction that you want. And so I hope you find the blog post insightful. I wanted to just do this. I had this in my head that, look, this is where I was, and I could not get past the point that I kept thinking I was literally a rock that wasn't moving. And until I started pushing that rock, it wasn't going anywhere. And eventually you'll get to a point where this momentum is so strong that any imperfections in the road ahead of you, it won't matter because you'll continue to have the force and momentum going in the direction you want because that's what inertia is, right? It'll continue to go until that opposing force is stronger. And when that opposing force does come, you will have the momentum to push it even further and harder down that road. So I hope you found that helpful or insightful, or you could think it's total bullshit. Either way, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on my blog, on Instagram. It is Salty Asian with an A instead of an A. And, feel free to leave a message or DM me. I look forward to all the support, and I really do appreciate everything you guys have done for me thus far.